Hi, Mark Rogers here. We're going into the first step of this building your website process with one of the most critical aspects, and that is just simply getting ready for it. One of the huge mistakes that people that are unfamiliar with this process make is that they begin to go through all these different processes and deal with all these elements, and about halfway through the process they realize they haven't organized anything and they've got things spread all over their computer they can't find that they need to put on their website. So preparing your computer on the front end and sorting things out before you get started is absolutely critical in effectively moving through the process and getting your website built and getting it online. So that's what we're going to talk about first here. Computer preparation. And you can see there's a pretty good little mind map here that that goes along with this. I'm using Windows 7 on all my computers and everything that I do right now with the software that will be recommended here. That means that the software should work fine in Windows Vista. I don't know about in Windows XP. If you have Windows XP, you'd have to find out about that. But it certainly will work in Windows 7 or Windows Vista. Insofar as if you're using a Mac, you should have programs that are comparable to the ones I'm going to be talking about below here, and you'll be able to use all the online services with your Mac as well. So moving on into preparing your computer, and this all assumes that everybody that watches these knows something about operating their computer, or they wouldn't have gotten this far. So I'm going to try to be thorough without being tedious. But if you do have any questions you need answered or anything, call me, email me, send me a text, put something through Dropbox, contact me through the Christian Gun Owner or Facebook, or however you know to contact me, and I'll be glad to answer your questions and help you through any process that you have any problem with. First thing you want to do, and this is just basic to this whole thing, is to make a folder to hold all of your web content. That's just the best place to put that is just on your desktop while you're building your website, and then you can put it somewhere else later, but putting it on your desktop to hold everything that you're going to be sorting as you go through this process of building your website. So making a new folder, and inside that folder go ahead and make 10 new subfolders in the main one. I'll just show you one that I've got over here on my desktop, and that is this website build folder here. And inside here I have 10 folders. I have one for my home page, which will be your home page is an article, and then 7 other articles to make a total of 8. And each one of these folders is here to sort the individual articles that are written for each page and any pictures and files and decorations that go along with them. I've made one folder here for site graphics that is miscellaneous site graphics, like your header. Any decorative items that you make for your website, you can put into your site graphics here. Logos, things like that can go in your site graphics folder here. And also one more folder up here for 3 pages that are necessary for most any website. That is an about page, which is can be very brief or it can be pretty extensive, and that just tells about the website, what it's for, what the purpose of it is, what people can expect. It can tell about the author, the website owner, and all those different factors can play into the about page. That's important to have so people know what they're looking at. A privacy policy is important. Many advertisers that you might want to work with will require a privacy policy that is clear on your website, and that entails basically you telling the visitor what they can expect about any personal information if it's collected on them, what you do with it, how you collect it, and what's done with it. It also will need to include, if you have links on your site, which you will, linking out to other sites and advertisements and companies that you want people to do business with. You'll need to make it clear that you have no control over the privacy policies of those companies and websites, and that people, if they're concerned about it, they'll need to check that out. So privacy policy is extremely important to have on your website. And then a contact form, and that really is not an article generally, that's just a form that you'll build in your site, but you can still have a page ready for that in this folder right here, just in case you need to put any kind of text on it. So this is the initial folder that I've put here just as an example, a folder built on your desktop with 10 other folders in it, and you can put more than that if you want to in it, but that's really all you need for right now. And this will help you keep things organized as you go, and it is absolutely critical that you organize and sort things out as you go. You don't have to be obsessive about it, but keeping it in order is really important so you don't get halfway through this and have to go looking for everything that you're trying to do. Next, you want to prepare to use a graphics or presentation program. This would be PowerPoint, OpenOffice Impress, OpenOffice Draw, any program where you can draw shapes and insert text. PowerPoint is what I'm using here, and this is just an example of what I've done here. I've created a box here that this might look something like what you would create if you made a header. I made this shape by inserting it on this page right here, and then I inserted text in it, and then you can insert more text. You can insert pictures here, and when you're done you can outline this whole thing, right click it, and save it as a single picture. And very easy to do in PowerPoint, but it's not the only thing that it'll work in. You can create headers in this. You can create all kinds of shapes that have color, things that you can put on your website for decoration and to catch people's attention through PowerPoint or some other program that will allow you to create shapes and insert text. If you don't have PowerPoint, if you don't have Microsoft Office, you don't have to buy it to do this. You can get OpenOffice online. It is a very large program or set of programs. It's an office suite just like Microsoft Office. It is actually more advanced, and it has all of the components that Microsoft Office has in it, including the OpenOffice Impress is a presentation program just like PowerPoint. The OpenOffice Draw is a graphics program you can do this with, or any program where you can draw shapes and insert text, but you'll need to decide on that and get ready for it when you start building your website. So these are the things that you're going to need so far: the folder and some type of graphics program where you can make shapes and insert text. You want to set up a photo editing program. Now you may be used to one that's already in your computer, and if that's the case, that's fine. You don't. Here's one thing: you really don't want to get caught up in this area. You'll have people that are web developers tell you you need Photoshop to do something, and listen, you don't need anything. 98% of people who build websites can build great websites and never have any photo editing program that costs anything. That's just a fact. Now, if you want to, if anybody that's going to do some really advanced graphics and some high-end graphics and dramatic things that require lots of special effects, then yeah, you'd need something like Photoshop. But if you can use Photoshop, you're highly advanced at this already and don't need me to say anything about it. You need a photo editing program. That would be something that would allow you to crop photos, to change the size of them, to improve the brightness of them, improve the color a little bit. Just a basic photo editing program that you can do those things with, and that will work for you. If you're using Windows, I want to strongly suggest Fastone. Fastone is free. This is the Fastone interface on a folder that I've got on my computer here, and just some random pictures that I like to keep. These Fastone will allow you to do anything any photo editing program will do outside of really advanced photo editing that you probably will never need to do. So if you don't have a photo editor that you're already using, you'll need to set one up, and if you don't have one, like I said, Fastone will do you a great job and you'll enjoy using it. It's fast, it's easy, it works well, it doesn't bog down your computer. It's worth getting. Just go type into Google Fastone, F-A-S-T-S-T-O-N-E, image, and that will take you, you'll get a link to the site and you'll be able to go in and get the free program. So I want to strongly suggest that to you, but set up a photo editing program and have that ready to go as you build your website. You need a word processor to write and save plain text files. Now, the first thing people think about is Windows, is Word for Windows, and absent that, maybe Works word processor or some word processor on a Mac. Here's what's important about your word processor when you're building a website. You need this word processor to write your articles, to keep them separate from your website, so you have the document ready when you get ready to put the text on your site. But your files, your articles should be saved as plain text files. Now, if you ignore this, you're using Word for Windows and you ignore this, and you save them all as Word documents, and then you take and copy and paste the text off of a Word document into your website software or online software, what you're going to find is you're probably going to have some problems. You're going to have it look one way on your screen, then when you publish it and it goes out to your website, you're going to have giant text or text that's all bolded or something, because in a Word document there is formatting that you do not see in the text. And when you paste it into your website and publish it, web browsers read that formatting, and it comes up. It can come up as just about anything you can imagine. So what you don't want is to do anything other than copy and paste plain text files. So all of your articles should be saved as a plain text file. Now, I don't use Word for Windows for much of anything insofar as building a website. You can use Notepad is a better option than that. That's a plain text editor that comes with every version of Windows. Now, if you want something with some features to it, which I do, I use PolyEdit Lite. This is PolyEdit Lite right here that I've got in front of me on my screen, and it's a great text editor, but it does have some word processing features, and you can actually save Word documents out of it if you want to, but I use it as a text editor. It allows you to bring up new or open other documents right up here at the top, and opens them all as tabs up here if that's what you want them to do. It also gives you the option of tiling those vertically, where you can work from one document to another here if it's necessary, if you need to. So it's got all kinds of features, but it's a great text editor, and that's what you're really interested in, is making sure that you are creating plain text documents for your articles that you can copy and paste the text into your website when you get ready to build your pages. So have that ready and decide which one you're going to use. And again, Notepad will work for you. PolyEdit Lite is a great program with a lot more features, and it is free, which is also good. Getting ready for all this, you may not have any idea what your website's going to be about yet, but as you begin to pull together your ideas, don't let pictures just sit somewhere in a folder or put them places randomly. Sort them as you get them. Get your photo editing program set up, and as you get pictures and graphics and you begin to decide what your pages are going to be about, and you pull in pictures or take pictures, get those pictures ready. Don't let them just sit there in gigantic file sizes. Get them sized right, get them sorted, get them in that folder that we created on your desktop along with the articles they're going to go with. It's best not to let them just sit out there, or you'll end up with it. There's nothing worse than having a bunch of pictures all over creation on your website or on your computer when you get ready to build your website, and not being able to find the pictures that you downloaded for a half a dozen articles. So sort them and put them with the article in each one of those folders, and you'll have your pictures and articles ready to go when you get ready to build your website. A spreadsheet, Excel or other spreadsheet, you can use any spreadsheet you want to use, will be fine. I'm using Excel because it's common and I have it. Here's an Excel spreadsheet that I've got open. This will be for your keyword research for your web topics and pages, which you learn about in another video. It's a critical part of building an effective website for both readers and for search engines to be able to find and rank you for. And what your website will be, or what your spreadsheet will essentially be for, is to organize your titles and your associated keyword search terms for each one of your articles. So if you go through and you're building 8 articles for your initial website, then after you determine the keywords for each article, you can bring them over to your spreadsheet, put them in here, sort them by these color highlights till you go all the way down your website with all the way down your spreadsheet with all 8 of them. And as you get ready to write your articles, when you write the first one, you've got everything that you need to put in it right here. You've got your keyword title, you've got the associated keyword search terms you want to work into your article as you write, and any kind of concluding things you can have down at the bottom of it. So it's to sort all of your keyword search terms and titles as you write your articles, and it will be very, very important. And you learn about that in another video on your keyword search for web topics and your pages. So your spreadsheet will be extremely important in this process, so get that ready to go. If you're, I don't know, people from all walks of life and with all levels of experience will be reading this mind map and listening to this video here. And I don't know what you personally have in mind about building a website. The way I build websites now is I keep full control over them, over every website that I build. I do that by building it on by building every website on software that I own, saving that website as a file in my computer, and uploading that website to hosting that I purchase. That gives me full control over my website. In other words, if my hosting provider that hosts my website and displays it when people go searching for it, if that hosting provider, if anything happens to them, if they go down for whatever reason, if their whole facility explodes, if their servers go down and crash, if everything burns up, all I have to do is take that website, open some hosting somewhere else, and upload it to another host, and I'm back online just like I was before the other one went down. Now that doesn't normally happen, but you retain full control of your website. So if something goes wrong with one host, you just move it to another one. So what I'm recommending here, and what I'm in the tutorial on building your website, I'm going to emphasize what you see is what you get Web Builder. And so I'm recommending that as the software. That has been one of the very best software building programs that I have found over the last 3 or 4 years, and the price of it is just ridiculously low, $44.95. For what it will do and for what you can build with it, it is absolutely, that price is absolutely ridiculously low. For anybody that does not want to become a programmer, that wants maximum versatility in a website building program and ease of use, this is the one to go with right here. Now, if you have a website program that you already know how to work with, by all means, that's not a problem. The other videos that will talk about keyword research and those type things will be extraordinarily valuable to you if you're not familiar with it. But if you need software and you want to learn how to build a standalone website that you have full control over, I'm recommending what you see is what you get, Web Builder 8. And that is, this is their homepage right here. And the title is just those initials. What you see is what you get, those initials, webbuilder.com. And you can purchase the program right there and fool with it a little bit before you get started. So, in the video on getting your domain name and going live and publishing your website, I'll explore a number of different ways that you could build a website, including with online services where you don't have to have any software, you do it online. But if you decide to go those routes, you're going to be basically at the mercy of whoever owns that system. Now that's not necessarily terrible, but you don't have the freedom and the versatility that you have with your own website where you have control. So if you're going to build it this way, with your own software, have full control over it, and use whatever hosting you purchase, what you see is what you get. Web Builder is highly recommended. Now, the last thing in getting your computer ready, is to bookmark websites. Get ready. Again, you may not know exactly what your site's going to be about yet, but if you have some idea, begin to bookmark websites. And whenever you get the idea, begin to bookmark high-end authority websites with lots of information about your subject. Now, you're not going to go in and copy anybody's stuff, but you may have to learn. If you're an authority and an expert on the subject yourself, you may need minimal help. But if you need lots of information, start to bookmark websites related to your subject so you can begin to learn about more about what you're going to develop your website on. Also, gathering various things together is very important at this point. Magazines on any subject that you think you might be writing on in your website. Magazine articles can be very, very good sources of information and help. Library books. I know library books appear to be a little bit outdated today. I have 2 small sites that are very big. They're static sites. They're not blogs. I don't update them often. But they have reached as much as $1,800 per month just from those 2 sites, just from contextual advertising alone. That means somebody clicks on an ad, I get paid a small amount of money on it. But just those 2 sites, just sitting there, have reached as high as $1,800 a month in contextual advertising, people just clicking on ads. So, and I learned most, or I want to say this, on one of them, I learned most of what is in one of them out of library books. I learned about half of what is in another from library books. So don't discount library books. There's a wealth of information at your local library that can help you with a lot of different types of websites according to what the niche is. Videos can be very helpful, and as most of us know, there are millions of videos online now. Just go through YouTube, Vimeo, any of those, and do searches on subjects related to your website, and begin to gather those videos. And then bookstore books, of course, that's another can be another good source of information. So as this video comes to an end here, I've expanded everything here on the mind map, so the video can come to an end right here, and as it ends you will have all of this up on your screen here, and you can just stop it right here. You'll know where it is, and you don't have to go back through this video to find each one of these. So with that, my hope is that you'll take this advice, take this little bit of time. If you put yourself on a time frame of, say, a couple of weeks from beginning to the point where you've got your website live, all this right here shouldn't take, other than this right here, all of this shouldn't take more than a day. You should be able to put all this stuff together in a day, and then of course this kind of comes as you go. But begin doing this right here. But give yourself a day and put all of this stuff together. Get your computer organized and begin to put your information together for your site down here. And this will go a long way. I'll promise you this. The time that you spend doing what's right in front of you right now will be one of the most critical things that will enable you to get from here to a couple weeks down the road when your website goes live. So with that, I'll let you get on with the first step, and then we'll move on to what you need to sign up for, and I'll talk to you soon.